Hello! What a good day today is. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm gonna continue doing some work here. Something's happening in Rustbound Magic. Seems like as of like the newest update, I don't know if like there's a mod that is like somehow creating items with no collectible information or what's going on. But the crash seems to be, from my mod, which is always fun. So I am rewriting the cast bar lock. So that's what we're gonna do. And then there was something else with entities. I'm gonna do a quick test to make sure that the game is killing off the entities that it should. Probably look at some Hightail stuff and get psyched for that. I got this this book. It's not here right now, but I have this big book of Java. I'm gonna be reading that 1,000-page book coming up. Skimming it at least. To reacquaint myself with Java. In getting ready for the next modding chapter. So let's get into this. Basically, this commented out section is what the old logic was. I basically added a bunch of if statements in the composer. So I'm breaking that out. With my current fixes, we can now get to the composer with however people are able to break this. I don't know. It's most likely an item that has invalid collectible information. My assumption. Hey, Odur. Hey, how we doing this morning? I am pretty good. I'm pretty good. I am looking forward to putting this to bed. I am very much looking forward to, getting past the Rustbound, wand. Like, you hold an invalid item and it kind of crashes. I don't even know what mod's doing it. And you know what? I guess I don't really have to. Alright. So, we got Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. I'm on to the wands. So far, I've condensed the logic a lot. It's going to be interesting to see, because right now, this, starting here, all the way down to here, is the old logic. The new is, it has a smaller footprint. So let me go ahead and continue what I was doing. This way, instead of adding everything to the composer, what I'm doing now is make the composer a variable, and I am selectively kind of adding things as I go. And this is going to be nice because if what I do right now isn't the fix, it will at least show me which if statement the game has a problem. I got someone who is nice enough to where they have this issue, and they will be able to test the build out. Which is really nice. There we go. I think there may be something going on with this as well. These names should not be the same. So I'm going to do a dash tier 1 at the end. Then a dash tier 1 here, and then this will be tier 2. Because you can get a crash if it's somehow loading multiple, hitting the same if statement for whatever ungodly reason. That could be a source of a crash as well. So even though these are now going to be separate, and it's a nested if statement, so if it hits one of these, it's not going to keep going. But just for safety, I'm going to make all of these neat. That one, And then this one, of course, will be the tier 3. I am really excited to get my hands on Hytale. I am willingly going to read a Java programming book. Pro Striker, hey, thanks for the follow. I'm working on it right now. Working on it right now, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. So now this is kind of interesting. How I have a the tier 2 and tier 3. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more to this logic. There we go. Just because it's giving the previous numbers. I want to display that in the tier 3. I just haven't expanded that. Make sure everything else is good. All right, I gotta add composer. So this should handle everything in the wand separate from the... Yes. And I like putting these dividers in. For me, it's kind of like... It kind of tells me that, you know, the next part I'm getting into with the code, it's something that's completely different, but all still part of the same whole. Right, because this right here is all about cast-bar logic and coloration. This is going to be everything specific to the wand or the stabs. This is going to be everything specific to the wands. The next section we are going to have here is probably spell scrolls. Yep, which is right here. Right, so I'm making sure that it's a valid spell scroll and that looks like the spell itself is actually a registered spell in the dictionary. So this is going to be a good one. Let's go ahead and put this in right here. We're going to make another. Pop that in. Get rid of this. There we go. So I'm saying if... So I could do this a little different. I'm going to do this a little. I'm going to copy this. We'll go ahead and paste it in. So I'm going to say if item is item spell scroll. The other way would work too. I mean, it's doing a comparison against a string for the registry name, and looking at the item from the item stack and doing a comparison to see if it's the spell scroll item. I want to do it this way because I'm doing that same kind of comparison for the stabs and for the wands. It kind of makes sense, right? It makes sense to do. And I'm going to have this as all one if statement. I'm not going to break it out anymore because I want to make sure it's a valid spell scroll and the spell that it's holding is a valid spell dictionary. And if those two things are correct, then we want to compose. Use the composer. Here we go. Another interesting thing. So selected spell current name. On selected spell current. I'm going to change this. I'm going to say instead of selected spell current name. That way that's a unique key as well. And I'm going to take the same divider, I'm going to put it here. I actually think that's it. So this is the new if statement. Right, I start here. I'm going to be doing the generic things that have to do with spell casting, and then I'm going to render in each section here staff-specific stuff, wand-specific stuff, and spell scroll-specific stuff. And that little bit here to here takes up all of this. All of that. So, yeah. I think what I also want to do is, I think I want to move these two things, cut those right out, and I'm going to put them in here. Because I only want those things to render if you're holding one of the valid items, right? That's when you should be composing things and creating the spell icons. And then we're going to do the try open. I'm actually going to move try open in. Because there's nothing, you're not going to have to open anything if it doesn't even get into this if state. Like, just don't bother rendering. That may save some frames. I'm not sure how many. But, alright, let's build. Let's see if I borked it. We'll know right away, right? Because I'm going to hold a wand and a staff and a spell scroll. And if I don't see any HUD information, we know we got a problem. I screwed up something somewhere. Alright. I really wish that the crash would, like, happen. Like, it's hard to troubleshoot things when I can't reproduce, you know, the issue. And the world that I'm, like, going in, it's like, I got over 300 hours in it, you know? It's not like... I've been doing a lot with it. The only thing I haven't been doing is, you know, playing with other people's mods. Mainly because I believe that if we're all making mods, right, like, I shouldn't have to download every single mod in existence to make sure my mod's going to work fine. You know, you got to assume that other mods are going to be respectful, you know, of game mechanics. Registry names, and you can always add on to things, right? Like if you're modifying the bone, you can always add on more logic to the bone that's just specific to your mod. Just make sure the bone is there. All right, so we got some things. It's rendering. It is not rendering the cast. Spell Inferno, slot 1, slot. Oh, and look at that. Rust Orb, Inferno, the names are in the wrong place. But we're not getting a crash, so positive. This is good. This is good. I'm going to try. Let me try and cut these back out and put them. And we're gonna have to reload. Come on, baby. So that has... Oh, but look at the cast bar up there. So that's what's happening right now. Interesting. So the question is, what is going on? So I'm going to want to compose this. Let me take a look at my other mod. So, taskbar composer. You know, I could just do composer. I could also do composer here. Let's reload again. And I got open. I think I gotta do single composer. Do I want? I think I need to do like single composer. Pulls. Oh, really? Twice? Fuck you, spammer. Boom! Ban, bitch! People. That's how you know at least someone's watching this. You get one spammer. Let's do composer.compose. Let's try it this way instead of, which means I probably want to do this in this sequence. And then if it's still doing the same thing, at least I'll feel better about the composer, and then we may have to manually adjust. You know what? I think I know what we gotta do. I think those two things there, they exist, right? They exist. I don't like the fact that the bar, there's no background in the bar, and I feel like that was a bug before. That's happened before, and there's a certain order in which you have to do. Yeah, see, it's about the same distance. So I think it has to do with the anchor. So let's go up to here, right? So we got the element bound. Yeah, see, center bottom. And then all of this is the old stuff. So this is what I want. What's the cast bar? Composer. That's the same kind of composer. Wait a minute. Okay, so that's the spell icon. I may have to do something in here. Oh, you know what? I don't have to do anything in here. I don't think that is being used. But this bottom part is. This composer is. And the spell icon is definitely working. So that is good. I think it's actually this second that's having an issue. Probably because I probably need to finish this off and say this composers str equals composer. I think I need to backfill it. I think I gotta do that. Let's reload. Hey Manaway, how's it going? Dang, could you up your volume a bit? Which volume? My voice? Voice volume? Let's probably would assume property. Oof. Maybe all of it? Oh. Okay, well, it's at 100% there. Let's look at... I swear to God, NVIDIA broadcast. It's something, Art. It's something. Audio, Yeti... We'll look at the old sound mix here. So that's my headset. Weird, I got two NVIDIA podcasts. One's at 100%, one is at like 1%. And the one that at 1%, I can't even do it. I do that. Can you still hear me? Oh, you know what I could do? Here, let me get out of all this. Hey, how's that? How is that? I just want you to be able to hear me. You don't have to really hear the music. I hope this is better. I hope so. I may have accidentally tweaked it. Perfect. All right. I just had to bump it up a couple notches. All right, there we go. Thank you. So no one heard me saying anything before. I'll just assume that. All right. Let's continue on our pilgrimage here. So this didn't do anything. I think the realization is I'm using single composer up here, which is going to be a problem because I'm going to have to use single composer for everything now, which is good. It's good. It's fine to use single composer, I think. Kind of wondering if I should use single composer. Let me try and do this without single composer. Got your new mod on my brand new server. Looking forward to taming a wyvern. Yeah. I'm glad it was I finally pushed it out. I've been sitting on that for a while. But you know, life happens. But it's, you know, I'm like, it's good enough to push out. There was more that would have been nice to add, but right now I'm trying to like, you know, do an inventory of my mods, right? Let's kind of do bug fixes and stuff while I get ready for whenever Hytale comes out. Because I'm telling you this now, the way Hytale is looking, it's gonna be my main game. The main game I mod for. I will still try to upkeep the other mods. It's just, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I never get to play Vintage Story. You know, like I rarely have the urge to be like, oh, let me hop in a server, right? Because, you know, I've done blacksmithing. It's fun up to the Copper Age, getting into iron. But there's not a lot to explore. Like, I'm an explorer. Give me more than just ruins. You know, like I've said that a lot. You know, like I wanna fight. I want to explore. I can run around with no armor, with, you know, flint spears or stone spears, and like take out almost anything. Like, it's, yeah. So basically, I just mod for this game, right? But, you know, get me in a game where, like, I can mod for it and I have the urge to play. Win. I'm running so many realism mods and tweaks, and of course your mods. Manaway's modded server. I like challenge. Alright, so I think for this, you know what? This is fine. I think this is fine. I think I want to do it this way, but I think this is fine. See, there's not going to be any problem here. All right, so I need to push those things back to the bottom. Let's go into spell icon is fine. Update cast is fine. Oh no, do I have? I think it's in this logic, the spell icon logic, that I have. Oh, this sucks. I had a feeling this was going to be something. I have to look at this code now. I wonder if I could just change the anchor point. Maybe... Here, let's scroll up here. So I have the alignment as center bottom. I wonder if I should probably migrate some of that logic out. I'm thinking. Let's see. My server is a punishment. If you break a bush, you literally break it. Oh, geez. Hard mode. You need a knife to cut a sapling to plant. Stuff like that. No using grid to make tools, and all tools need tool heads, handle, and binding. That's so more realistic. I like it. So making a knife at the start can be harsh. Yeah, that sounds harsh. Sounds like you got to get lucky with your drops a little bit. Dig in! I don't know why this dog is interested in your screen as opposed to mine. Oh, man. What is this? All right, guys, hold on. I'm going to take a 5-minute little break here. One sec. I need a couple minutes, guys. I gotta listen in on something. Almost done, guys. All right, guys. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Dude, make a Magitech mod, Rust Tech engine, and weird stuff like that that requires your Rustbound Magic to work, or just plain add it to Rustbound. Right now I'm bypassing windmills with a Sterling engine mod. Cool stuff. Oh. All right, that looks like it's kicked me off. Sort of like a utility stuff in Rustbound, actually, now that I think about it. Could be awesome to combine Rusty Dust Fibers, Temporal Gears, and Arcanus to make a Rust Tech fuel for late game engine. Or maybe just item derived from those items. Well, those are ideas. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with the mod here. The goal right now is to fix any big crashes, right? Any big issues. And the big issue right now is that some people are getting there's like an incomplete. It's like some mod is making an item with null collectible information, which apparently is valid, but it's having a conflict with my mod because I'm specifically looking at collectible information, you know, expecting like a registry name, right? To see if what you are holding is an item, and if that comes up null, I think that's what this little crash is, and I don't know what the mod is. Oh, stream's down. I'm losing frames. I'll turn my music off here. We'll see. We will see. Hopefully it's recovering. Can you am I still on? Can someone give me a yes or no? I assume it's still working. It could also not be working right now. Still on? Sounds rough. Oh no. Yeah, something's tanking my bit rate. Getting so much buffer. We're going through a tunnel, guys. We're going through a tunnel right now. Yeah. I don't know. There's not much I can do if my stream's gonna crap out. I mean, if it can last like another 20 minutes, maybe I could take a quick break and like reboot my modem. But yeah, not sure what more I can do. Still on. All right. You may have to downgrade a little bit. Wow, yeah, my bit rate, now my bit rate's going through the roof. Now I was at like 2K. Well, now it's at 12K. I don't know what's going on. But as long as you can hear me, right? Like the goal right now is I'm doing cleanup right now. I'm doing some cleanup. So I'm making sure that the mod is stable. Because I know something's definitely changed on the back end with 1.21.5. I'm not sure what exactly, because these are undocumented, but I'm noticing some stuff is like, you know, things that were not an issue before are suddenly an issue. So, and I don't know what more I'm going to add to the Magic mod, right? Like it's a pretty big mod. It's pretty feature complete, even in its current state. And honestly, I don't know when Hightail is going to be coming out. Like, I'll know more when the pre-order drops for Hightail, and I immediately buy it. I'll know exactly, you know, what my time frame's going to be, but yeah, like I'm gonna be doing more hightail modding than modding for anything else. Like I said, I'll still try to upkeep my mods here, and you know, just I wouldn't expect, you know, huge rewrites like I've been doing. And honestly, there's not really many more rewrites that I have to do. The magic system's solid, so it's about that cleanup. And doing things like what I'm doing now, right? Because I don't know what mod is having an issue. You know, what I need to do is, yeah, see, that whole bar needs to shift down. But yeah, since I don't know what the mod is, I'm like rewriting my composer, because there's some item somewhere that's being spawned from, and it could be something from like Better Ruins, right? Like, you know, there's a bunch of items there. Maybe something is dropping that's an invalid item, or you know, I don't know, but it's causing me to have to redesign things that were working. So meh, we'll see. We'll have to see. How do I have a lot of steps already, man. Nice. Agreed. The engine idea is just because I was reading that story, and Magitech and always a cool thing. I like Magitech too. I'll tell you this though, Manaway. The first mod I'm going to be making for Hightail is, of course, an airship mod, a tech mod, and because of the theme of Hightail, it is going to be a Magitech theme. I already got Blockbench installed. I'm ready. I am ready. All right, so I gotta figure this out here. So I need to get the name bounds, icon name bounds. I think this is it. Alignment center middle, with scale. Let me change the scale. And of course, I'll be streaming all my modding. That's what it is. Okay. So this actually changed. Interesting. Let's take a quick look here. So we got current name tier 1, 2, and 3. Let's make this full screen. And right, current name, selected spell, current name, wand selected spell, current name, and then selected spell. So I should do scroll selected spell, current name, and then this one would be staff selected spell, current name. And let's come down here. I think that's commented out, yeah. So let me at least get rid of that. All right, so I think I just need to resize these a little bit. It's fine where it is. I just need to do things a little different. Oh yeah, how do you move a Celestial Prism or Devouring Void? There was a roundabout way. Use the dig spell. If you use the dig spell, it will drop the whole item. Of course, not a Hightail player though. Oh yeah, you're not gonna play Hightail. That's fine. I am. I've been interested in Hightail. Actually, the funny thing is, it's because of Hightail that I went with Vintage Story modding. I was at a crossroads. I wanted to come back to modding, and I'm like, well, I could jump back into Minecraft modding, or I could do modding in Vintage Story, which is a game that that a buddy had shown me. I had made some very basic stuff. This was back in the day when like your chests were small and like it was in its infancy. But I had made, you know, like a chess mod, and I made like an iron chest and a copper chest, and I made like a garbage can to permanently destroy some of the useless items that, you know, that had no use at the time. And I was at the crossroads, right? And whatever I was doing next was going to be just what I did until Hytale came out. And I flipped a coin. Literally, I have my EverQuest 2 coin, and I used it for this decision. Flip the coin. Where is it? Where's my E? There it is. My collector's edition EQ2 coin. And it came up with Vintage Story, and I rationalized it by thinking I already knew Java. I had heard that at the time Hytale was going to be using C# and Java, C# for the server side and Java for the client side. So I thought it would be good to have experience in C#, and also eventually I would like to, you know, like work on an actual game, you know, and not just mod for one. So it made more sense to do C# because that would, you know, that's going to be the code of choice for Unity, right? So that's how I started with modding this game, and here we are today, doing live streams of modding. Looks like my bit rate kind of leveled out a little bit. Hopefully things aren't as jittery. All right, so what I need to look up here, I want to look specifically for this key. And I think that is everything. All right, so let's go to the spellbound names. So what do we got here? Let me get rid of this. Right, so that put dig right here. That's not really center, is it? That is not really centered. Right, so is there something weird with alignment? Center, middle. Let me try and just zero it all out. That is not centered. I'm sorry, that is not centered. This is bullcrap. I have an Elder Scrolls Oblivion coin. Ooh. That sounds awesome. I don't think I saw, like, was it part of like a collector's edition? I don't think I've seen a coin quite like that. See, and this is for the Y offset, which only brought it up a little bit. Okay. So let me say this is going to be 30. Let's make this something like 32. I'm going to have to manually move this. Right, so dig, transmutation. This needs to go up more, so this is actually going to have to be a negative, and instead of 32, let's give it 64. That actually looks pretty good. So maybe this should be 64 as well. It needs to be a little more than that. We'll do 64. Let's do 80. I don't like 80. Let's do 70. Let's try that. Collectors, yeah. Oh man, that's got to look cool. I'm kind of curious now. I'm gonna look up that coin. Hold on. So this was in Oblivion. Collector's edition coin. Oh man, that looks cool. That's pretty badass. I'm kind of jealous a little bit. Wow, and it's bringing up all these other coins here too. There's one for like the Dark Brotherhood medallion. That's a cool coin. Nice. I like a good coin flip. It's got to be like a nice heavy metal coin. I actually have another coin around here. Here it is. I went overseas and visited Stirling Castle. So I got like the Stirling Castle coin right here. And on the back it's got like a cannon on it. That was cool walking around that castle. But let me tell you, it was starting to rain. Those freaking the walkways are all stone. Those are slick as shit, and it's like going up like the ramparts and stuff, like up to like the walls and like there's slopes and stuff. You feel like you're gonna slip right down. Like people were falling like all over. I'm like, wow. Imagine if you didn't have like rubber soles, you know, when you were trying to the place is like under siege, right? And you're like, oh well. Let's slide down to the wall, boys. It was crazy. It was crazy. All right, so that's just about there. I don't like my eyes catching the fact that it shouldn't be 64. It looks like it should be either 60 or 62 to center it. 62. There we go. So dig, transmutation, rust orb. That looks nice. That looks centered. I like it. All right, let's bring the cast bar down now. We need to... where's the cast bar logic? Right, so this is the cast bar. So let's look down here. I need to find out where I'm setting the positioning for it. That's removing the cast bar. That's nothing. That's setting the variable. So let's go back to here. Let's just look up this keyword of cast bar. Okay, here we go. Element bounds 2. That's what I want. Center bottom, same kind of thing. This is for the stat bar. That's the width. So that's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. These modifiers are what I'm looking for. I got it, but I can't find it. Looks cool though. Was it like a nice heavy solid coin? I like it when I flick it up. It's got to make that ting, you know, like that nice metal ring. Let's see here. Oh, sorry guys, got to check one thing before we continue. Okay. Man, my phone is like, I think my phone needs a reboot. I think that's what it is. With fixed height. So fixed height, let me zero that out and see what we're at. I'm wondering if the modifiers before, like what I originally had, wasn't... Oh. Think think I borked it. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. Looks like it did not like with fixed height. Oh wait, you know what? Because fixed height and fixed position, fixed height needs to be 8. That would error out because that's the width of the bar, right? That's like the height of the bar. So it can't be 0. Fixed position's what I want, right? Because that's going to be X and then Y. So I'm going to 0 both out, and this is what I'm going to want to change. Here we go. Boop. Of course, yeah, solid, of course, modeled after the in-game currency. Yeah, it looked really cool. 305 hours in this world. I have like 2 other worlds with like I think one's like over 200 hours and the other one's over 400 hours. I put a lot of time into modding. It's almost like an unpaid job at this point. Feel like a construction worker with this stuff. There we go. All right, so I need to boost it up. Ooh, what would you say? 12? Need to boost it up 12. So let's make this 12 and then 32. 12 and 32. And if you look, the cast bar was pretty good. Not anymore. It looks like it didn't do it. Is this not the position? Maybe this isn't the position still. Here, let's reload. It's almost like it's an unpaid job. Yeah. Yeah, let me tell you, for Minecraft modding, because, you know, I used CurseForge, I at least saw something, you know, like some kind of like revenue from just the ads, at least. Not so much these days here. You know, like, you don't really get that with old Vintage Story. You do it because it's, you know, it's fun. Okay, there we go. So we're moving that over. So instead of 50, maybe this one is going to be 64 to 60. So 12. This is going to have to be a negative. Let's do like negative 32. Close. I overshot it though, so instead of negative 32, let's do negative 20. Instead of 64, let's make it 60. There, and I'm actually gonna put this right off to the side here so I can have both up. And if I hit T, I should be able to do this stuff live. It looks like 60 is pretty solid. Let's go to like negative... I mean, maybe negative 12. Maybe that was it. So let me save Fireball. Oh, needs to be one less. Negative 11. Oh, wait. So, oh, no. Don't do 13, man. Negative 13 did it. Fucking unlucky as hell. It's cursed. It's a cursed release. Yeah, that aligned it rather nicely. All right, let's make sure it's working. There we go. Let's make sure the wand is working. So that was the staff. Here's the wand. Let's go back to the staff. Let's do the Rust Orb spell. Looks good. Inferno. That's good. All right, guys. I think that's a rewrite right there. The alignment for the spell name looks like it's pretty much center. I'd say that's pretty much center. There's Rust Orb, Dig, Transmutation, Inferno. It's pretty much centered. I think I got it. think I got it. And this way, so I'm doing some things different, right, in the cast bar. Let's go to what I actually changed here. So I broke out the logic. I'm not relying on the composer to put in if statements. I'm putting in my own if statements and breaking things up into a temporary, composer variable. And then when that's all modified, I am then saving it to the main composer with the idea of it's a one-time shot for the for my composer, instead of like continuously modifying that composer, which is potentially adding a little more overhead. And I switched to instead of just rendering it from this my array list of composers, I'm actually just doing a single composer to compose it, which a single composer is like the built-in native for the heads-up display. So yeah, that should be that. We're gonna test. It does go away if you have a block in your hand. It's still gone, so if you go from item to nothing, it goes away. I actually rewrote this part of the code too, so it does one single call, and then it'll remove it. It doesn't continuously try to remove it. So there's some improvements that I have done here. Spot on, transmute the sun. Turn it into an item you can stick in your chest. Perpetual night. It's the apocalypse. Okay, so that is done. What else? What else did people say? I thought there was something else. I can test. I can test. Let's get a Rift Weaver, and let's get a Rift Charge. And we will get an Ethereum and a Chimerite. Right, so if I put that on and take it back, so it gave me a Rift Charge back. Yep, gave me my gem back, gave me my gem back. I had ninja'd this in last night. Someone was like, "Oh, my fix wasn't in." I'm like, "Well, you never put in an actual, never put in anything." Like, I look at all the stuff in my GitHub, the issues tracker. I look for all issues there first. If you say one thing and the chat's been going and it's been a couple days, guys, I hate to say it, I skim to get caught up to date. I don't read every little message everyone said. I can't go through hundreds of messages. I skim that stuff, right? I'm kind of like Santa, you know what I mean? Like I'll skim your list, little Johnny, because I got like 1,000 other things to do right now. But that should be fixed, so that individual should be happy. I want a spell named after me. you can name every spell after you, Mana. You all you have to do is just change the registry names. You pick your spell you want, and you can you can go ahead and change it. The Mana Bolt. There you go. There was something where dummy items or the dummy entities were not disappearing when they should. Let me pull up. I think that was in Discord. Let me go to Discord here. I think they had like a screenshot. Oh, guys, I got another call. Hold on one second. All right, guys. The mechanic just called. 1 second. I will be right back. I got to relay a price. Be right back. Nope. Not right now. New Hightail creative mode blog post just dropped. Ooh, let's take a look, guys. I'm like religiously checking this stuff now. Announcements. There it is, right there. Showing off the creative side of Hightail. I'll have to take a look. I'm gonna troubleshoot this, and then we can take a look at that. Honestly, the creative mode part, I'm not really a creative builder. I am an adventurer. Give me combat, give me a reason to explore the world and to build like a safe haven. You know, that's what I'm about. But I am curious, because if I'm gonna mod for this game, I want to get a hold of that grapple hook code. Like I had an idea with my machines. How cool would it be to like create something like a grapple hook, but you could like attach it to the bottom of your machine at like a hook joint, and then you could like carry cargo or buddies or something, right? They could just be holding. You could drop the cable down and people can like grab onto it. How cool would that be? And then you could just like fly with your machine and your friends are just, you're hauling them out the back. Drop like a net down and like capture an entity. Those are goals right there. Life goals. The Inferno seems to go on a long time. It does. I think it lasts about a minute. And then it self-terminates, or it's supposed to. That's what we are going to take a look at here. So specifically, this is the entity dummy spell effects. Okay, entity dummy spell effects. The fact that I see item dead a lot, like that's all their stuff, the game doesn't seem to be cleaning up entities, and I don't know why. Because I can tell you this much, it was cleaning them up before. And then we got into 1.20.4 and 1.20. Around the same time, they were saying, like, we got these Hightail guys. Right about there. I'm really curious to know how many of the Hightail guys stayed. You know what I mean? Because in the Hightail blog posts, they were talking about they're getting the people back. Kind of wonder how many people stayed. Probably some, right? There's probably some that just wanted a change of scenery. I don't know. I'd be curious though. I'd be really curious. So why are these entities not going away, right? What's going on? First thing I can do is let's find the entity right here. This is what we're looking for. Entity dummy spell effects RM. Entity dummy. Entity, here we go. Familiars. Projectile. Spell. Here it is. Entity dummy spell effects. So that's the animation manager. I'm gonna put in something here. Let's put it right up top. Actually, perfect. I'll have it say particles. I'm hoping it's gonna be this easy. It is not this easy, guys. It is not this easy. I think Twitch is twitching. I just got disconnected from chat a few times. Uh-oh. My bit rate has been solid. Luckily. I was hoping if any of the entities still were like in existence, I would be seeing like spam right now because this is an on-game tick method. So right now I have no entities that are just like existing. See, like with the spell casting there, and then I stop and then it goes away, right? That's what I would be looking for. But again, I stop and it goes away. So for whatever reason, entities are not dying. You know what? I bet it's a goddamn mod that is like overriding something basic for entities to like so their flippy dips don't despawn, but they ended up overriding, you know, doing like a harmony patch and it overwrote like the basic logic for, you know what I mean? It could be something like that. No issues with video, but I did get the chat room thing as well. I don't know. Twitch is having issues. You know what it is? A lot of people are off, and a lot of people are probably doing... Oh, hold on one second, guys. I'm back. Yo, how's it going? Hey, Cricker Loper. You still working on a new Magic mod, or what happened with that? Well, I was working on a new Magic mod, and I don't know. Like at first I was making a new mod just to test out some things, and then I was gonna make a Thaumcraft kind of Magic mod. And then I started reading like comments in like the ModDB page, and you know, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna put out another mod. and then Hightail came about, so that kind of drove the nail in further. But I don't know. You know, you get to a point where you read enough negative comments and people bitching and complaining, and you're like, you know, like I've spent like countless hours doing this. You know, like, maybe let me readjust my you know, what I should be doing here. Let me redo this a little bit. So that's where we are right now. Everyone's a critic. Yeah, everyone is. Everyone definitely is. There we go. See, and everything's terminating like it should. So I don't know how this person has that many particles. Can I like click it a bunch? Like, are they clicking it a lot? No, because it stops. No, it stops. Like, how do I break this? You know, like what's going on? I guess for the sake of what could I do here? What could I do? I even look at this. I even have a default here, right? So each second this should accumulate, right? Time to live. I estimate about 20 ticks a second. That may skew it a little bit. I may have to do something different with that. I could do, you know what? Let's redo that part. I'll use delta time. Right? So time to live. Actually, I think I'm accumulating time to live. I'm going to leave this as is. I'm going to put in something else here. I'm going to say if here we go. DT, delta time, is less than this dot... Oh. We'll do this dot CAPI. No, I don't want to do CAPI. I'll do this API. Can I get world elapsed milliseconds, right? So if delta time minus elapsed milliseconds is greater than or equal to oh man, how do I want to do this? Because I'm not accumulating time to live anymore. I'm gonna put in a statement here. I'm gonna comment that out. I'm gonna put in a statement. We're gonna comment that out. I will say, sorry, I see there's some chat. I wanna make sure I'm doing this a smart way. Crap, I haven't done this in a while. I'm gonna have to find where I am using delta time. The delta time in my second accumulate. Oh, you know what? I know where I'm doing it. Let's go to behaviors. There we go. Collectible behavior, and that's not it. Entity behavior. There it is. Magic knowledge. All right, so DT. Oh, and this is going to be the accumulator. Okay, so this is what I want to do, right? I want to accumulate it with delta time and then see if it's greater than F and then bring it down. So this is basically a 1 second ticker, which can give or take, right? Because the game doesn't exactly tick all this stuff. So let's go back into here. Go into here, and I'm going to make this DT. I'm going to create a new variable. And this is going to be accumulator 2. And I'm going to go ahead and initialize it. I don't know why I paste all that in. Here we go. I just want to copy this, paste. There we go. Initialize it with 0. And then in here, let's do a print statement. I'll just copy this one. I'll get rid of these. And I'll just say tick. Right? It'll just say tick. I'm going to have to shut down the game and restart so I can use that variable. And I will make sure that it kind of ticks every second. I'm going to rebuild. Everyone's a critic, especially when it comes to mods. Why don't you work harder for free? Yeah, I get that a lot. And everyone's like the hero of their own story, right? Like I have people come to me like, I have the best idea for a mod, I just don't know how to program it. I'm like, guys, not every idea was meant to fly, right? Not every sardine's meant to swim. Like it would be cool if there was like a magic rainbow that rained actual fireballs, and as you look around, you can see it in the sky and it has a fixed point. But I'm like, do you guys know how hard it is to do that stuff? I'll give you $10 if you make this really super complex mod. I want a submarine that, like, you warp in and it's like a TARDIS and it's bigger on the inside. You could place things and it's your own personal space. I'm like, yeah, you get that kind of stuff with dimensions. We don't have dimensions in this game. Not like you think. $10. Yeah, that's going to be worth the hundreds of hours that I put in. $10. Oh man, that's kind of sad. I'm truly grateful for this mod you put together. If that makes you feel better, it does. Like it does make me feel better seeing like the positive. You know, because I mean, but this is the thing, right? Like you if people are happy, right? Like this is how I know I've done something right, like an update. I don't get, you know, comments where it's like, oh, this is amazing, thank you so much, I'm having a blast with it. I usually get silence. Silence means like if I push out an update and I hear nothing, it means people are happy and they're happily playing it and I won't hear anything. When I start seeing comments, that's when I know something's fucked up, right? Something's messed up. I screwed something up. There's a crash. No news is good news, right? Like that. And it's sad because like I'll put something out and yeah, like and it's funny because like you could always preview a message and it's like, this mod is great. I'm having fun with it, but this, and then it'll be like ... And I'm like, is this going to be a compliment sandwich, right? Compliment, critic, compliment? Or is this going to be an open face sandwich where all I get is that compliment and then the rest of it's like, I had to uninstall this shitty mod, you know, it ruined the game. I don't know why you have to spend so long to do blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like a big rip, right? You know, just dumping the purse right out onto the floor and being like, pick it up. You know, and it's like, you know, I'm like, come on guys, you know how many hours I put into this? Cut me some slack. there's gonna be problems. I don't have a team of people that I can divvy stuff out with, you know. There's no team. Tick 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 tick. So that is working perfectly right now, right? So you watch, tick, tick, you could see it in the back. It's going to have two statements. One's going to be server side, one's going to be client side. There we go. And it should have stopped. And it did, right? Because the particle's self-terminated. And this doesn't have any it doesn't use the same kind of particles. So what I can do for those people, I can count the seconds, and I can maybe say 60 seconds, right? Within 60 seconds, the particles probably should not exist. Even worst case scenario, the particles should not exist. We will then set this to die and then see how that goes. You know what? Just to make sure it works right, we're gonna set it after 2. No, we'll do it after 1. It will come up 1 second. I just want to make sure that it actually does terminate it. Well, yeah, my particle, my spell casting disappears after a second. It kills it. It kills it. Yeah, legit my favorite mod. Well, that's why I'm going to be upkeeping it. And I mean, honestly, guys, too, I'd say the Magic mod has a lot to do. You know, like there's a lot of jelly in this stack of donuts here. There are some ideas that I still would like to pursue, but there's some things that kind of have to happen first. Another deciding factor to not make another mod like the other Magic mod, the Thaumcraft one, is because I've tried to, with the cast bar, the client and the server still do not agree with the seconds used. Like, they disagree. They're different times. And, some people do complain, right? Like the mod's laggy or something, and it's like, yeah, because I have to, there's no built-in stuff to synchronize things. That cast bar at the bottom, that is my best way to synchronize packets. You're synchronizing packets because the game's not doing it. That's how casting even works. And you know what? it takes a little more power, you know? Like it's got to keep track of things. But it's got to do it cuz the game doesn't. You know? And when I created my wand, because remember, I was making a spell system like Ars Magica. You put in like touch, heal, and then you could do like projectile, fire, knockback. And that whole spell chain would be that spell that you cast. And depending on how many, you know, parts of the spell, delivery methods and stuff, it would increase your mana cost, it would increase the viz cost, it would increase the cast time. But the game still has the problem in the current update where client and server are not synchronized, and that's a pain. So that was another reason why I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna touch it. Are they complaining? Are they complaining about a free mod that you make in your spare time just for kicks? Yeah, it makes me feel good when I'll see someone like step up for me, and they're like, you know, yeah, you know, like, because sometimes they put their own foot in their mouth and they're like, yeah, you know, this is terrible, and it's something that's like, you read it and it's like, did you read the guidebook at all? Like, do you know how many like countless hours went into like what 35 to 40% of like the development I've done in this mod was in that guidebook. Like, I gave you guys an achievement system. This game doesn't have a built-in achievement system. Like this, you know, this shit's hard to do. It takes time. Crack open those guides. And the one person was like complaining about, it was something like they didn't know how to do something. It was like within like the first guide, they're like, I unlocked magic, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do the wand. And someone else stepped up for me, and they're like, yeah, you know, you like, did you really say this? Kind of laid into him a bit. I'm like, yeah. You know, it felt like I was being bullied on the playground, and an older cool kid came up and was like, leave him alone. It felt good. It felt good. So I'm gonna set this to 60, right? So this final logic here, within 60 seconds, right? If this thing is still in existence for whatever reason, Flippy Dip's mod could have harmony patched its way into never having, you know, entities outside of what they specify to despawn, right? You know, like stuff like that happens all the time. There's a problem with the fly spell, and it's not the fly spell, it's like the flying belt or whatever from like some, like, you know, vintage engineering or something, where it's doing like a blanket statement. It's like, oh, if you don't have the fly belt on, then you don't fly, which comes in conflict with my fly spell because, you know, it's not being specific enough in its if statements. So it's hard, guys. Modding is hard. It is hard. And you know who's the biggest champ in modding? Like my buddy Oates. He is a saint. He will like answer back like, you know, the meanest person, and be, and he should be working customer service. Like he could sell a ketchup popsicle to like a woman in white gloves. Yeah. Like, smooth operator. Me, I'm just like, uninstall my mod if you don't like it, right? Like, I'm not getting paid for this. Like, don't threaten to uninstall it. Here, let me help you, motherfucker. Oh man. Yeah, no news is good news. Oh man, your mod ruined my game. I can't stop using it. Your mod ruined my life, man. So yeah, this should hopefully fix that problem. Was there any other problems anyone was having? Any other problems while you got me? Any other problems? In all fairness, though, VS is still very early access. Come on, man. VS has been early access for like 5-6 years. At some point, this ain't no Star Citizen. And you know, some of the stuff though, I will chalk it up to it was a different time, right? Like I can understand the desynchronization because, you know, Minecraft really suffered from, you know, like the server having too many ticks, right? And that kind of lag. And you get that kind of stuff with, you know, with the server, like being server authoritative, right? And you got to be particular on like the packets and the kind of information that you send and how you send it, you know. So Vintage Story came up with, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna send like everything through like UDP, I think is what it was, right? Or they were doing it through like yeah, they were doing like UDP, and they said like the allure is the server could ticket like, you know, 21 ticks per second, and your client, if it's struggling, may only ticket 13. But then, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're not getting those kind of like, you know, latency spikes that you would get, which, you know, that would make sense, right? Like that would make sense, except for when you need to have server authoritative stuff like item use, and the item, you know, the client and the server sees a different amount of seconds. That grows, you know, that discrepancy grows the longer you use the item, you know, like that's when that kind of stuff falls off. And to be fair, with like 1.20, they did change the packets to be more like, instead of some stuff, what was it, going from, it was either going from TCP to UDP or UDP to TCP. It was something, it was a pretty substantial change. But still, it does suck to work with, because then everything's my fault. it's my problem. Why is there no info in the handbook? Yeah, you know, there's no info. All right. Did you actually read the handbook? It's an item you make, right? You know what they probably did? They probably went like this. They probably went in the guides, right? And they saw this, the quick start guide. And they're like, man, there's no information in here except the first thing. The primary source of information is the mod's guidebook, Manual of Magic Arts. And when you click on it, I show you how to make it. You know, it's like, I tried, guys. I tried. Agreed. I had somebody post in my Meteoric Steel mod about the new metals look. Is disgusting, and the metal itself is woefully unbalanced. And after I had deleted the comment, they messaged me on Discord and continue to complain. Deegan, I get that a lot. I either get people sending me direct messages on Discord, telling me how much my mod sucks, or, you know, they're trying to, like, you know, have me like make something for them, you know, and to like pay me. You know what I mean? It's a very weird kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't do things like that, right? Like, I'm not, you know, and this is the problem. I would work a little too hard on a mod because I would feel bad that someone's like paying for me to make their mod. And it's never going to come out right because, like, you know, we're going to have differences in ideas. You're going to tell me you want a unicorn. I'm the guy that actually has to think about how that's even going to fit in the game the way you want it to, you know? I don't want it to look square. I want it smooth. You could do it in Blockbench. Well, that kind of stuff doesn't work in this game. You know, we don't even have animated textures, you know? Like, what are you doing? I had to tell them that I'm not making mods to please anybody but myself. I made the mod because I wanted it, provided to others in case they wanted it. If you don't want it, uninstall it. My man. Yeah. I gotta say that sometimes too, you know. I try and be nice, and I'll say, like, you know, it sounds like this mod's not for you. You know, like, you gave it a try, it was free. Take the mod out and you know, go about your merry way. You know, like, it's like, what do you expect? Oh, please don't uninstall my mod. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, you know, use another magic mod, right? Use another magic mod that's out there. And if there's not one out there, I encourage you to make one, you know? Like, I try and say that, like, I encourage you, please make a mod, and I hope you succeed, because I would like to have options myself when I play the game, right? Like I would love to have let someone please make an Ars Magica for this game, or you know what I mean? Like let's get someone who wants to take on a Thaumcraft Magic mod or literally any other Magic mod. I would love it. Only reason why I made this Magic mod is because I got tired of waiting, and I thought it'd be a fun project, and it was for a while. Yeah, have you ever made a candle? Fat makes a little sense. I get that it's easier accessible than wax, but still. Oh, have I made a candle like in real life? I've made a candle in the game. A beautiful candle. Here, let's take a look here. Let's pull up a mage candle. There you go. Hey, that beautiful thing. It's few particles just kind of drifting along. You could feel the magical potency from it. Look at it. It's beautiful. I'm gonna leave it there because it's beautiful. Oh yeah, have you ever made a candle? Oh, you can't force illiterate people to read a book. You can lead a horse to water, right? Especially when a mod such as mine does 0 harm if removed or added in the middle of a save. You know, I had someone like complaining to me. Like they had a couple people. One person sent me, of course, a direct message, and they were going on about like, I thought you said I could remove the mod at any time, and there are these blocks. Like they had placed blocks from my mod, and like built something out of it. And then they were pissed off that those structures were the white blocks with the question marks on it. Like, I kid you not. They're like, this is bullshit. It should automatically remove it. I'm like, kiss the tainest part of my ass. You know, like, come on, man. Really? This is what you're tearing me out about on Discord. And this is all premeditative. No one has an essay just ready to go, ready to send you, and you know what I mean? It's like in one message, it's like taking a hand grenade and like lobbing it in a car and like running away. You knew what you were doing up to the car window. It's like, what are you trying to hurt my feelings? You gotta try harder, man. I gotta care first. It's like, come on, just remove the blocks. You know what I mean? Like, just remove the blocks. Like, sorry, my mod's not gonna clean everything up. Like, whoops. Better luck next time. Why don't you keep my mod installed then, right? If a modder makes something for you, it's because you genuinely made a positive impact on the modder, and they're getting, if they're getting paid, it's an entirely different conversation. Exactly, right? Like if us modders got paid for doing this, you would not see Spicy Vice as much. I would dress maybe a little nicer for stream, maybe get myself like a little top hat or little, you know what I mean? Like look all dapper. I would shave a little bit more for you guys, right? Because it's a product, right? And my customer service would be, oh, I am so sorry, valued customer. I am so sorry. I will get right on that. My team of other split personalities will have a meeting as we scream in the shower. And I shall get back to ye post haste. Oh man. Fucking obvious those blocks are gonna stay. The save says there's blocks, but it's an unknown block. It shows that, yeah. Yeah, right. I had a screenshot to prove it. That's how I knew they had built something, and it was like enchanted stone dash chiseled or whatever, like whatever it was, right? Enchanted stone dash rock, right? And they're pointing at it, it's not disappearing, it's all over my world. I'm like, well, sounds like a you problem. You know, like I don't know what to do. You have to go manually do it. Maybe use some of the tools here, right? You know, some of the world edit tools and figure it out. You uninstalled my mod. You don't get customer support anymore. Oh man, that missing block textures helped me so many times for figuring out textures and domains, right? Yeah, that the thing that helps me with domains is settings. Do I have it on? Dev. Yeah, extended debug info. That way you can hover over any item and you can see the, you know, the registry name. It helps a lot. Domain and registry name. Oh, don't shave the rugged handsomeness video. Oh, thank you. I wouldn't shave it all off. I would trim it so it looked like controlled. This right now, like it's just kind of like, you know, like a couple hairs coming out and stuff. You know, it's you're getting more caveman Vice right now. What other any other problems people are having with this mod? Does anything feel like it's not a good fit? Any like what are the pain points? You know, like I'm willing to listen to pain points. You know, because you know, and I won't know because I don't ever get to play this game, right? But I won't know until people actually play test and give me the feedback. You know, that's how you guys have, like when you burn the rustic compound, that's why you get 2 essence ash now instead of 1. Right? You get double the essence ash because it was such a pain point. Right? Arcanus values have kind of been trimmed down quite a bit. I've been changing recipes. So what do we think? I even made it to where it's cheaper to discover spells. And you know what? You know what I'll do? This is what I'm gonna do, guys. Because another thing, people complain about the RNG. I get it. Until I understood what like true random was, I was of the mindset of like a weighted random. I thought that was the way the universe works, right? But that is not the way. That is not the way. So I'm going to go into the configs. And we are going to go down to the Spellforge. And we're going to tweak the success rates, default success rates. I will say there is an 80% chance, a 60% chance, and a 40% chance. I have seen that quite a bit. Twitch the chat room just kind of dipped for me there too. So it looks, Twitch is doing something. My bit rate's been fine, and it just, I'm connected to the chat room again. Hopefully I can see, you know, messages people are sending. There we go. So I've substantially made it better right there. Right there. But it's only going to take effect for people like, you know, who redo their configs. People should be changing this anyways, but base default, there you go. Tier 1, 2, and 3 has a bunch of, you know, but I'll still get people being like, Tier 1 spells don't come. You know, you could flip heads or tails. You could flip heads 50 times in a row. Happens. Like, that is absolute probability, right? You're like, your current flip has no memory or recollection of any past flips. That's how casinos get money. Like the same people that think the RNG isn't what the RNG is because they do their own calculation. It's really a 7% chance. No, that was your chance. Trust me, it is not a 7% chance. They're the ones that think their number is due in the casino. 1 out of 52, I'm sticking with this number. It's due to come up. And when it doesn't come up, you lose a lot of money. The house wins. Life-giving water. I think I'm going to make brownies later. I've been craving something sweet.